Alright everyone, so this is what I got going on over here for the turtle. As you can see, it does need to be cleaned down here. But I got this situation over here because this thing decided to spring a leak in the bottom, so I can't use my filter anymore. So I've tried to get a little creative, and I have some intake tubing going up to the basking area, and then I have this makeshift filter, which I'm gonna add more filter media in there. But and then it comes out through here, and look at that, that is a waterfall. So it's a little too much. I have to figure out a way to kind of slow that down. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna slow that down. I was thinking about maybe trying to push this sponge in there, or wrap the sponge or something around there, but it's just because this pump is way too powerful. So I'll probably have to get like a slower pump because it's way too much, but I need filtration. So I'm gonna position this over here along the side so that it's not taking up all the room. My biggest concern right now is right here because I don't want this to pop out. I need a clamp right here. Because if that pops out, there's going to be water everywhere, and that's going to be a huge mess. So that's concern number one. Concern number two is that I don't really have a seal. I have a bunch of rubber bands on this side, and then I got creative with like some surgical gloves, and I cut like surgical gloves around. I don't know if you guys can see through here, but I have like a surgical glove seal. Yeah, it looks like it is already catching some stuff. But yeah, this is, we'll see if this works. I was thinking about adding some of these rocks in here too, because I'm trying to do like a bog filter type filtration there. But I need more filter media, and I need to make some improvements, but this may just work if I can get more filtration in there. And if I can make this work, I kind of like the idea of having a filter in the basking area and then like positioning the light overhead some way. And then maybe having some plants grow out of the filter if I have a slower flow. I think that'll work. And then it can be like plants are coming out the top. Well, this is just an emergency situation here. I'm trying to keep an eye out and see if any of this is leaking through, because I don't think it'll be that big of a deal if some of it leaks through the basking area, because I do have holes underneath, so it should, if there's any water that goes in this area, it should leak down into the tank. But looks clear, the water looks clear coming out. Just gotta slow it down. Maybe I could put some mesh over it. I wonder if that would. Let me test that out right now. Alright, doesn't look very beautiful, but I'm just gonna test that out, see if it slows anything down. So let's check. Is that a little bit? Okay, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. And I do have the pump itself on the lowest setting. Yeah, that's not blasting out as much, but I could probably even put more kind of do something like that. Problem is, I don't want this to start overflowing either. So I want to make sure that does not overflow. If we could like position this to come down like this, because it's a top-down filtration. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out a little bit more. Kind of see, play around with it. Definitely want to get all this stuff trapped in this filter floss. So I don't want to have all that go out. But at least it's something. I'm gonna have to do a water change now because this filter thing has been holding me up. Need some like suction cups right here for this. You know, I think this will be better with the water a little bit higher too, because you can see how much water loss I have. So with higher water, this shouldn't be as, you know, high of a fall there. But yeah, it already looks like that's kind of in danger of overfilling. Keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't completely flood out. The filter floss is good, but that is one thing to consider. Like you want probably more of a, or I want probably more of like a filter like this, so that water can flow through it a little bit quicker, because it will overflow if I have all that filter floss in there. But it does make for better filtration, so. Alright, so here's where we landed with this. I went ahead and did a little bit of a water change. Not perfect, I need to do another one. I tried to get some suction cups and make that stay. I think it already fell off. Yep, there's the suction cup. So I had to change it up a little bit in here because things were overflowing. So I am using this little filter sponge, which is actually working great because it kind of slows things down. And then I have my charcoal, activated charcoal, and then I have the filter floss right there, the fine filter. And then I just have this to kind of buffer in between the two to give space. So that, I wasn't able to find my clamps, so I am scared that that's going to pop off still. But it seems like the water level for the filter is good, it's not overflowing. I'm gonna just hang out here and make sure it doesn't get out of control like it did a little bit ago. But I think that intake sponge, that coarse sponge, slows it down enough to where it comes out in that nice stream. It's not blasting out like it was. It still is pretty strong, like the current there, but it's not anything too crazy. So I'm gonna keep it at that since it's pretty late. And then I'll deal with it a little bit more, kind of fine tune it throughout the week. But try and reattach the suction cups and see how I can reinforce this. Doesn't look great, but we have filtration again, which is what we need. We can't have no filter. I am gonna pop open the old filter and use some of that media that's already seeded. So that'll be helpful. I'll put some of that in there and layer it. Yep, that's it. That's it.